If you're a Black church leader or nonprofit director and you're serving your community day in and day out, then this video is for you. You're not lazy, you're not unorganized, and you're not underperforming. You're overloaded. And nobody talks about what that does to people holding everything together. You've got the mission, you've got the people, but you also got a problem no one wants to admit. You're doing too much with too little. And I'm seeing it time and time again, Black churches and nonprofits burning out their best people trying to do everything in-house, including fundraising. It's not sustainable, it isn't strategic, and it's not your fault. And in this episode 2, we'll look at why going it alone can cost you more than you think, and why asking for help is okay. Now, this brings us to our first section, the burden behind the scenes. Now, let me paint a picture for you. This is what you're doing. You're probably planning the deliveries for the food pantry. You're also planning the gala. You're also attending funerals. You're also attending weddings, graduations. You're also listening to stories about what your congregants are dealing with. You're also writing grants at lunch. You're also mentoring youths. I mean, the list goes on and on. How are you going to find time to fundraise? I mean, does this sound familiar to you? This isn't ministry. This is martyrdom. And this is not scalable. I mean, here are some of the hidden roles that you play. I mean, you're a grant writer, you're an event planner, you're a social worker, IT support, counselor, and outreach director. You're doing everything. I talk to pastors and nonprofit leaders every week. And by and large, they're exhausted, but not because they lack commitment or lazy. It's because they lack resources or the people to listen to them when they tell them they lack resources. Many of you have inherited this myth that asking for help is weakness. But let me tell you, asking for help is wisdom. You're not overworked because you're inefficient. You're overworked because the work requires more hands. You need more support. Here's an action step for this week. Write down all the roles that you cover for the week and share it with your board. Let them see the weight that you carry on a weekly basis. Now, this brings us to our first quick quiz. And it is a multiple choice. Which of the following is the biggest risk of trying to do everything in-house? You save money, you build internal skills, you stretch your staff too thin, and you control everything. Leave your answers in the comments below. And let me just give you the answer. It's C. You're stretching your staff too thin. Doing everything in-house may seem cost efficient, but it has a hidden cost that includes burnout, low morale, and really the biggest is missed opportunities. Now this brings us to section 2. Fundraising isn't magic, it's skill. Fundraising isn't just a task, it's an actual profession. I mean, I've been doing this for 30 years or almost 30 years. And what's interesting to me, always baffled me, is often I'll see Black churches and nonprofits asking people to manage a donor database or manage a capital campaign or run a gala or prepare a gala or write a competitive grant, and they've never had any training to do so. I mean, it's like asking your youth director to perform surgery just because they're good with kids. I mean, if you're trying to make a huge difference in the community, which requires resources, which requires fundraising, you're going to need some help. You need an individual or a team of individuals that have fundraising experience and expertise, period. Because you and I both know you're already stretched too thin. And if you're trying to raise large amounts of money for major programs in the community, you're going to need help. You're going to ask for help because you're stretched too thin as it is. And how are you going to do something you've never trained to do and be effective at it? How? Now, I've done surveys with some of our clients or prospective clients, and I've asked them why they think fundraising is so hard. And many of them say it's too technical, or it doesn't feel spiritual, or we've never done it that way, or I'm too scared to ask for money, or I've never been trained properly how to fundraise. You're not underperforming. You're undertrained and under-resourced. That's not shameful. That's something that's solvable. Here's another action step. Ask your team, what do you least feel equipped to do when it comes to fundraising? This brings us to our second quick quiz, and it's a true and false. If you don't know how to fundraise, you're probably not meant to do it. Leave your answers in the comments below. But I'm going to give you the answer right here, so you don't have to leave it in below, but go ahead and put it down anyway. The answer is false. Fundraising is a skill, just like preaching, just like budgeting, just like writing grants. It's something that you can learn, but you're stretched beyond your limits. So what you simply need is somebody to help you do it that has the expertise. And this brings us to our section 3, where help isn't a luxury, it's a lifeline. Professional support isn't a bonus. Again, it's a lifeline. For years as a fundraiser, even after I've been doing it for, say, 25 years, I had a consultant that I worked with doing fundraising. I was never too old to learn and to be challenged. And just like you, even though you don't have the experience that I do in terms of fundraising, support is something that you need to be successful. If you don't get it, or if it isn't given to you, you're at risk of being burnt out, and we need you the most. For example, we took one of our clients in the DMV. In 2003, they raised around $1.1 million, and they were about $10,000 in the red. And then in 2004, when we started working with them more diligently, they ended up raising $1.3 million with about $35,000 in the black with expanded programs. And I can't imagine asking the lead pastor to do all of the work that we did with him. He's still running around, going to this funeral, going to this event, doing this wedding, coordinating this food services, and all the things that he does, around the community. And to add one more thing of raising an additional $200,000 on his plate, it just would have been too much. And if you were to ask him, he'll tell you he could not have done it without my team. So why are you trying to do it? And what we specifically did as experts were we identified the gaps. We developed a detailed strategic development plan. We executed the plan and managed some of the areas with them. We took on the lion's share of the work. I mean, how could we come in and be consultants and tell them what to do and not do the work? Because all we're doing is adding to their plate. And that's not what we do. We come in, we do the work, we tell you what we're doing, we get you involved where you need to be involved, but we do the lion's share of the work. And that's what you need. You don't have the resources to do all the fundraising. You simply don't. Your mission is too important to depend on exhaustion just to save a little money. Sometimes you need to spend a little money to get a lot. And I'd say $200,000 is a lot of money. This week's resource is a team support map. It's basically a one-pager that tells you who should be helping you and what tasks can be handed off. And inside it, you'll find a breakdown of fundraising roles, a delegation worksheet, a burnout self-check assessment, and a simple script to help you ask for help within your team. What this tool will help you do is identify support gaps, start team conversations, make fundraising far less lonely, and make fundraising more effective and efficient. You don't need to be a hero. You need a team. Email us at info@wearenfm.com and we'll email you the team support map. And take your time to fill it out. And then after you do that, schedule a 30-minute meeting with your board or your staff to discuss it. Don't wait until burnout shows up in your body before you do this. As always, thanks for watching this video. We truly appreciate your support. And if this video resonated with you, please like and subscribe to our channel. And more importantly, as you always know, I like to ask you, please share this video with your colleagues. The more that we know, the more we all know, the more that we all rise and the more that we can serve our community. So please, please, please share this video with at least 2 people. And since this is a 9-part episode series, make sure you hit the bell so that you're notified every time one of the episodes comes out. Because as I promised you, by the end of these episodes, you will know how to raise $1.3 million. I guarantee you, it's what we did with our client in the DMV. So you can do it as well. And remember, don't try to be a hero. Ask for help when it's needed. And more often than not, it's truly needed when it comes to fundraising because it's not something that is taught to you or comes naturally. It's something you have to be trained to do. And by and large, the vast majority of you need support. You need more hands to do it. So please don't be a hero. Ask for help. And before you go, make sure you check out episode 1. You'll see how these fundraising challenges didn't start with you, but they won't end with you either without a strategy. You need a strategy. So check out episode 1. And the next episode that's coming up, episode 3, is Funding the Gap, Why Traditional Funding Will Not Work. We'll see you next week.